tonight.
It is a new era in the NXT Tag Team Division.
Mustache Mountain defends their newly won NXT Tag Team Championships against the Undisputed Era.
The stakes have never been higher.
On NXT tonight.
Amusement parks aren't the only place you'll find thrill vibes this summer. In the shadows of Disney World, Full Sail University plays host to the weekly thrill ride known as NXT. And we kick off this week's show with an appearance by NXT North American Champion Adam Cole.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Undisputed Era, he is the NXT North American Champion, Adam Cole.
Remember, Nigel, this matchup was made at the behest of NXT General Manager William Regal, who actually liked Danny Burch's idea.
Absolutely, Burch said give him an opportunity, and William Regal gave him it. That's why the Panama City Playboy makes his way down the ringside first. Normally, if you're the champion, you come out second, but the title is not on the line in this match. That's a look of confidence, fellas, huh?
Yeah, Cole defended the NXT North American Championship against Scottish powerhouse Wolfgang at Royal Albert Hall in London. Of course, Cole and O'Reilly and Strong with a six-man tag team victory over Mustache Mountain and Ricochet. Despite turning in one of the greatest efforts of their careers, Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan came just shy of capturing the NXT Tag Team Championships at NXT TakeOver Chicago 2. Lorcan ended up shelved with an injury. Danny Burch, he wants to remain in the hunt.
Oh, without a doubt. And they realize collectively that those things happen. Sometimes you take a loss unexpectedly. And I was talking to Danny Burch earlier, and he said, you know, he's devastated by the fact that Lorcan is now gone, but they've been down before. They've been through adversity, and when Lorcan comes back, they'll be better than ever.
Cole holds a victory over Oney Lorcan, so Burch looking to avenge his partner and again try to put himself in pole position for an opportunity at the NXT North American crown.
And look, don't keep in mind now, Burch is still hot about when he had that match against Roderick Strong. He had Roderick Strong get ready to tap out. But who came to save him? Adam Cole.
Nice wrist lock from Cole. And of course, that match you mentioned against Lorcan was for the NXT North American Championship.
Wow. Northern Light suplex. Beautiful chain grappling from Danny Burch, grounding the NXT North American champ.
All the British competitors have that great basis, grappling technical knowledge.
And what an amazing 2 nights of action it was at Royal Albert Hall in London. Available anytime on WWE Network, and Danny Burch tasting the power of Adam Cole.
I don't think so, Danny. Nope. I don't think so.
Cole loves to do that during a match, talk to his opponent.
It's all about trying to get in the head of your opponent, man. That's half the battle right there.
It just irritates you, you know. It causes you to make a mistake. It's not a bad strategy.
Oh, shoulder tackle by Cole.
But let's think about this, though. What if Danny Burch picks up a win against Adam Cole tonight? Do you think Adam Cole would have the same admiration and respect from the rest of Era if he takes a loss here?
Whoa!
Great question, Percy. I'm not sure if I could answer it.
Mid-air drop toe hold by Danny Burch.
I'll tell you this, they've been together through a lot worse.
Oh, I don't know if Adam Cole's ever been through anything as worse as that shot from Danny Burch. What a strike by the gritty Brit. Oh,
man.
Back of his neck hit the ring post. Swinging neck breaker on the outside of the ring by Adam Cole.
That's Adam Cole, though, willing to sacrifice himself to get a hard shot against Danny Burch.
Cole willing to bend, and when it serves his purposes, even break the rules.
As Burch tries to get in before the 10 count. He'd had a great start to the match. Enacting his strategy as we see here, a beautiful neck breaker.
Swinging neck breaker, covered by Cole. Burch powers out.
I asked Burch about his strategy before the match. He said, hit first, ask questions later.
Adam Cole, NXT North American Champion. Can Danny Burch rally?
Look at the look on the face of Adam Cole. Methodical, like a snake.
Come on, let him out. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get to 5. Shut up.
Adam Cole just going to work on Danny Burch in the corner.
NXT North American Champion Adam Cole with a snap suplex on Danny Burch. Burch would love to record the biggest win of his career and earn an opportunity to become NXT North American Champion. Of course, he and his partner, Oney Lorcan, came up just short.
Hey, come on, Cole, let him off the rope.
At TakeOver Chicago 2, vying for the NXT Tag Team titles.
Of course, those tag team titles will be on the line later tonight.
Come on, let's go, Cole.
Do you think that puts a lot more pressure on Adam Cole in this match?
Come on, let's go. Back up. Come on, Cole, let's go. Let him out of the
Adam Cole was the silver lining over in the UK, where O'Reilly and Strong lost the NXT Tag Team titles to Mustache Mountain. O'Reilly and Strong will look to become two-time champions. Cole almost put away Burch right there. Main event, NXT Tag Team titles up for grabs.
No. Give it up, Danny. You hear me? Not my league. Give it up, Danny. Not my league. Oh.
Burch firing back with a series of right hands to the ribcage of Cole. Bicycle kick by Cole. And Adam Cole staying one step ahead of the double tough Brit, Danny Burch.
Burch couldn't even get a hand up. He never saw it coming. Caught him right on the jaw.
And Adam Cole continues to bark at Burch that he's not at Adam Cole's level. Adam Cole, the standard bearer, the NXT North American Champion. Snapmare.
I don't think so, Danny. No, you'll never be me.
Burch has to make adjustments. Burch has to dig deep if he is to get back into this matchup.
Yeah, he's got to do it quickly because Adam Cole is leaning on him, putting his full body weight on him.
Oh, there's a counter jawbreaker by Burch. Oh, lightning quick chop to the chest and another one. Burch ducks under the right hand. There's press by Burch, raining down the right hands to the NXT North American Champion.
Burch has that boxing background.
Oh, running European uppercut, quarter clothesline, and a roundhouse kick to the face for good measure by Danny Burch, firing on all cylinders.
Got it.
Missile drop kick.
Danny Burch wants to cut the head off the snake.
What an opportunity here for Burch. Burch needs to go for the cover.
Do you think he could have beat him at that point? No, I'm not sure. I think he still needs to try.
Oh, the counter.
That might do it, though.
German suplex with a release by Burch. Oh! crushing clothesline by Burch. He could very well beat the... Oh, Adam Cole.
Wait.
Beautiful crossface. You see the way Burch there transitions seamlessly into the crossface.
Sublime escape by Cole. Wow. Offense courtesy of Danny Burch.
Burch clearly has the advantage now.
Let's go. Out of that corner. Let him go. Come on, let's go. Come on, Burch.
Oh, here it comes.
One more big maneuver should do it.
Tower of London.
Adam Cole's shoulders are down.
Oh,
Burch
man.
almost recorded the victory right there, putting Adam Cole in a London fog with the Tower of London. But it wasn't meant to be, in frustration written all over the face of Burch.
I think everybody in the arena thought that was the end right there, especially Danny Burch.
But Danny Burch can't obsess over what could have been. He has to keep the attack on Adam Cole.
Cole dropping to a knee.
Holding the leg of Danny Burch, not letting Danny pick him up.
Burch beating down Cole with those clubbing forearms. Counter knee strike by Cole.
Oh, no.
Aimed high, hit low. Following up quickly, Burch is in trouble now.
Fireman's carry to the neck breaker across the knee. Adam Cole has Burch down for 1, 2, and that's all. Danny Burch kicks out. What an effort by Danny Burch, and Adam Cole knows he's been in a hell of a fight.
Adam Cole is completely beside himself. Look at the frustration in the face.
Nobody can beat me. Nobody can beat me.
Danny Burch has come close to beating Adam Cole.
See Cole trying to talk himself up.
Oh! What a vicious super kick by Adam Cole. Cole looking for the pièce de resistance. Suplex. Neckbreaker across the knee. He exposes his knee.
Oh, boy.
And the NXT North American champion, Adam Cole, perhaps signifying that it's time for the last shot. The last shot. And will it be all? Adam Cole covers, hooks a leg. Adam Cole defeats Danny Burch.
Your winner, the NXT North American champion, Adam Cole.
But Danny Burch proves again why he is a top-level competitor, giving Adam Cole all he could handle.
And then some. Let's take a look at how this match went down. This strong headbutt from Burch. Oh! The sound of that right across the chest was enough to drive down Cole, and then
the entire arena thought this was going to be it. We all thought that Danny Burch had picked up a big victory here, but the resilience of Adam Cole still finding a way to kick out.
off was his head at the top of the Tower of London. It wasn't enough, but Cole is not going to ask twice. Oh! Super kick, and then look at this. The last shot. Down! To a prone Danny Burch, had no idea where it was coming from. No way to protect himself. No way to avoid that.
Adam Cole setting the tone for what he hopes will be a banner night for the Undisputed Era. Later tonight, O'Reilly and Strong will battle Mustache Mountain for the NXT Tag Team Championships.
Last week, the NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler made comments calling out the entire women's division, specifically Candice LeRae.
We caught up with Candice Wrestling earlier today.
Candice, big victory 2 weeks ago, beating Lacey Evans, one step closer to the NXT Championship. Your thoughts?
I'm so excited. The women's division here is just on a whole other level. Lacey Evans is no... Hang on a second. I heard what you said about me.
Cute. Why don't you just stick to being the cute little sidekick?
Candace, get off the line! Hey, that's enough! That's enough! Get back! Calm down, you gotta calm down. Get her out. You gotta get her out. Leave it for me.
Candice LeRae refuses to be intimidated by Shayna Baszler, and no one intimidates NXT champion Aleister Black. Tommaso Ciampa challenged Black to a title match, and General Manager William Regal has made it official, and it's going down in 2 weeks. But tonight, we'll hear from the champion.
And after Vanessa Bourne mocked Kairi Sane's seafaring exploits, the Pirate Princess retorted that Bourne should focus less on talking and more on fighting. And a fight is what we are going to get when Sane squares off with Bourne in a pivotal NXT Women's Division matchup next.
I'm very excited to be doing this show.
I'm just gonna get real here for a second.
Yeah. This hasn't happened in a long time.
I'm gonna dig in.
On demand.
The women's evolution, the revolution, it's always talking about the 4 horsewomen. Why are you not in that conversation? Oh, how dare you.
Trish Stratus, Alexa Bliss, and Lita take the table. Stream anytime on demand. Only on WWE Network.
Well, welcome back to NXT. A strong victory for Adam Cole, showing why he leads the Undisputed Era in NXT. And NXT is powered by Tap Out. Available at Aeropostale and tapout.com. Let's take you now to our broadcast colleague, Kathy Kelly, who is standing by with Dakota Kai, fresh off a victory last week against Santana Garrett.
Dakota, last week, your biggest rival, Shayna Baszler, had some choice words for the women of NXT. What are your thoughts on all of that?
Kathy, I'm well aware of what Shayna said last week. But you know what? She's going to be seeing me again really soon. Because at the moment, I'm working my way back up through the women's division, and I'm going to get another shot at the NXT Women's Championship.
Would you look at that? Nobody cares, Dakota Kai. Let's be honest, if your dirty paws ever got their hands on that women's championship title, you would do nothing but bring it down. What this women's division needs is a lady with class, confidence, and sophistication to bring it up where it deserves to be. And let's be honest, you don't have those traits, sweetheart.
Oh, okay. Lacey Evans. First you're talking trash online, now you're talking trash to my face. How about I kick the class off your face next week?
Well, things never dull in the NXT Women's Division. The action about to heat up here this week.
The following contest is a women's division match scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Scottsdale, Arizona, Vanessa Bourne.
She's voluptuous. She is an incredible athlete. And boys, I talked to her earlier. She has made a lot of changes to her in-ring game to try and get back on the winning track.
Well, we just saw Dakota Kai and Lacey Evans take their rivalry to a new level. Dakota Kai holds a victory over Vanessa Bourne, but Bourne definitely wanting to make improvements and scratch and claw her way to a potential opportunity at an NXT Women's Championship match.
And her opponent, from Yamaguchi, Japan, Kairi Sane.
Back in April, Kairi Sane defeated Vanessa Bourne, but Bourne showed no trepidation in getting in the face of the Mae Young Classic winner.
Even more recently, Bourne has questioned why Sane dresses like a pirate. Sane said focus less on talking and more on fighting. She'll certainly get an opportunity to do that tonight.
Kairi Sane coming off a victory over Lacey Evans last month here on NXT TV. Lacey Evans, a disingenuous attempt at a handshake, and again, Lacey Evans certainly not living up to the moniker Lady of NXT. Meanwhile, the Pirate Princess is set to set sail here at Full Sail Live. Of course, Kairi Sane taking umbrage with the comments of current NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler. Sane defeated Baszler to win the Mae Young Classic, and Vanessa Bourne, ready for another opportunity, wants to even the score against Sane.
A lot of arrogance on the side of Vanessa Bourne. She heard her talking the other day that she received 17 marriage proposals.
I guess some would call it self-affirmation.
How many from you, Percy?
That's none of your business, man. Don't try to get me in trouble, Nigel.
One, let's go. 2, 3.
Bourne now working on Sane in the corner.
Hey! Back it up. Get up. Go. 1. Let's go. Get 2, 3. Watch it. Back it up. Come on.
Oh!
Getting inside Bourne's head.
Sane showcasing her speed. Standing switch by Bourne. Oh! Bourne slams Sane to the canvas, but great evasive tactics by Kairi Sane. Dragon screw leg whip.
Well, Sane just showing the benefit of her years of experience advantage here against Bourne.
Oh!
Having Bourne scouted at every step.
Covered by Sane. Only a 1 count.
Toe and ankle from the back. Trying to control Bourne.
Trying to get away.
The rope break, Kairi. I need you off. Let's go. Come on, back it up. Let's go.
Hasn't been a good start for Bourne, certainly, in all the work that she's done in the PC.
Kairi Sane always abiding by the rules. Crucifix.
She's got it.
Oh! It turned into a Samoan drop by Bourne. Bourne with a back press. Bourne almost with the upset of Kairi Sane.
Of course, Bourne has that Samoan heritage. Nice body scissors as well. You'd have to give a strength advantage to Bourne, so a body scissors is a good idea.
Smart strategy by Vanessa Bourne, because we've already seen the speed advantage of Kairi Sane on display.
Keep her grounded, keep Kairi down, squeeze those abs, cause as much pressure as you possibly can.
The gritty Kairi Sane managing to fight off the body scissors, but Bourne able to keep her at bay with a series of forearms. Bourne's strength now.
Oh! There's some of what I told you about earlier.
Vertical suplex, full mount by Bourne. Shoulders down, and Bourne gets a 2 count.
That's one of the things she told me she was working on, a twisting suplex. Nice innovation.
Well, Bourne looking to add a twist to the goings-on in the NXT Women's Division. Wants to be a primetime player.
It's all about wins and losses to that end, to your point.
And maybe Bourne doesn't have the best win-loss record, but she has been in the ring against the best the NXT Women's Division has to offer.
Watch the hair falling now. Listen up. Come on.
Eventually, the pieces of the puzzle are going to start coming together.
And they may start coming together in this match, as Bourne has Kairi Sane tied up in the ropes.
And she is focusing on the injured back of Sane. Oh, a little more motivation. I
Bourne
love
has
it.
until the count of 5, but she's maximizing that count, using it to her advantage.
She's trying to embarrass Kairi Sane. She wants to show the NXT universe that she's not the one to admire. Vanessa Bourne is the one to look at. She deserves all the attention.
Oh, I'm
Elbow
admiring
to
this.
the back by Bourne.
Let's go.
Referee admonishing Vanessa Bourne for the hair pull, and Vanessa Bourne showcasing confidence.
Cheer for me!
Soliciting cheers from the NXT universe while she should be focusing on Kairi Sane.
100% right. A mistake as clear as the light of day.
And Kairi Sane will look to capitalize despite her injured back. Oh! Somersault neck breaker by Kairi Sane, giving her another few precious seconds to recover.
But as much damage arguably was done to Sane's own back with that move.
Sane struggling to get back up to her feet, blocks the clothesline attempt by Bourne, nails her with the double axe handle.
Shiver me timbers, that was strong.
Reversal on the Irish whip. Sane with the head scissor, takeover on Vanessa Bourne. Oh, interceptor! The spear by Kairi Sane.
Bourne is hurt, trying to create some space.
Yeah, that war cry from Kairi Sane.
Here
we go.
It's all about Bushido. It's all about the way of the warrior.
Sane picks up anchor. Here she comes.
Sliding D. The sliding D nails Vanessa Bourne. Bourne gets back up to her feet.
A great stop from Bourne.
Wow. Bourne unceremoniously tosses Kairi Sane to the canvas.
What a huge victory this would be for Vanessa Bourne. That's the winner of the Mae Young Classic.
Oh, and that's a spinning back fist. Oh, and Vanessa Bourne doing her homework, clubbing forearms, continues to attack Kairi Sane's back.
Nice. Oh, what a beautiful
shoulders down.
Somehow Kairi Sane was able to transition from being in the bottom of a pinfall attempt.
The anchor, the cross-legged Boston Crab. Kairi Sane calls it the anchor. It's over. Bourne forced to tap out to the anchor. What a match. What a win for Kairi Sane.
On the mission, Kairi Sane.
And Vanessa Bourne continues to pick up valuable experience. You see the improvements she makes on a weekly basis.
Absolutely. Well, I mentioned at the beginning, she's spending her time in the PC, learning new moves, watching matches, looking for inspiration. Eventually, when the pieces fit, she will have the answer. But until then, Kairi Sane, the Pirate Princess, continues on her odyssey.
The Pirate Princess has designs of becoming NXT's queen.
Let's take a look at how she attempted to do just that. Sliding D, wham! To the bottom rope. Bourne was in trouble at that point. But look at this. A great stop from Vanessa Bourne, showing that she's paying attention.
But it all wrapped up right here. Kairi Sane putting the pressure on the lower back of Vanessa Bourne. Vanessa Bourne had absolutely no choice but to tap.
And let's not forget, Sane's back must have been screaming in pain from all the damage she took in the match, so that is certainly working hard.
See her still holding the lower back right there, Nigel.
Shayna Baszler. I know you are strong, but I beat you before. I'm going to do it again, again, again. I'm coming for the treasure, the NXT Women's Championship. Ahoy!
Ahoy indeed! Onna Kaizoku, the pirate princess, sets sail on her odyssey. Can she win the NXT Women's Championship? We will find out.
Well, fellas, look, Kairi Sane says she beat Shayna Baszler before, and she'll do it again. She wants to come for the gold.
And guys, we have got breaking news as it pertains to the NXT Women's Championship.
Well, that's right, Morrow. This from the desk of William Regal. The top 4 contenders to Baszler's crown will face off next week in a fatal four-way to determine who will face Baszler for her title at TakeOver Brooklyn. Sane, who we just saw victorious, heads in with momentum to face the unpredictable Nikki Cross, the effervescent Candice LeRae, and the elite athlete Bianca Belair. Next week on NXT.
NXT champion Aleister Black knows the identity of his next challenger. It's quintessential Twitter troll, the ultra-dangerous Tommaso Ciampa, who has derisively referred to Black as a, quote, transitional champion, close quote. And they'll meet for the title in 2 weeks on NXT TV. We will hear from the Dutch Destroyer tonight.
Before then, we just got word. Aleister Black has arrived at Full Sail, and we are trying to get a word with the NXT champion.
Tommaso and you have exchanged words. Now you know you will be defending your title against him. What are your thoughts on Tommaso Ciampa?
There's always one that thinks that they're gonna, break the mold and make things different. Tommaso will continue. I'll get back to you, okay?
Got it.
Tommaso Ciampa cannot be the NXT champion.
Okay.
Hey. You don't understand. He can't win.
No, I understand perfectly. I understand that this is of your personal interest. But right now, you gotta let me handle this. You just worry about your own, okay?
Aleister, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Well, does Aleister Black know what he's doing? Black addresses the NXT universe next. That's Tommaso Ciampa.
We need some help down here. We need some help down here. Aleister, give me some help down here. Aleister, need some help.
Explain WWE Extreme Rules in 30 seconds. No problem.
So,
I'm thinking.
Crash!
I'm searching for the word.
And then you got the...
Has it been 30 seconds yet?
WWE Extreme Rules. There is no explanation, and there are no rules.
Well, if you're just joining us, here is what transpired before the break. Aleister Black was ambushed by the self-proclaimed devil, Tommaso Ciampa, backstage here at Full Sail Live, culminating with a devastating DDT. Black is being transported to a local medical facility for further evaluation. Hopefully, the champion will be able to make his scheduled NXT title defense against Ciampa in 2 weeks on NXT TV.
Aleister, give me some help down here. Aleister.
Well, here are a group of guys who know a thing or two about ambushing their opponents. The Undisputed Era, the former NXT Tag Team Champions, Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly, looking to bring back the titles to North America.
Well, right now it looks like the vault has been a little bit empty since Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly don't have their coveted NXT Tag Team Championships draped around their waist tonight.
O'Reilly and Strong lost the NXT Tag Team titles at Royal Albert Hall in London the night after the Undisputed Era suffered a rare defeat, losing to British Strong Style in six-man tag team action in the same venerated venue.
They may not have the titles around their waist. What they do have is a victory in a six-man tag against Bate, Seven and Ricochet, and that's a lot of momentum to go into this match.
What a glorious night it was in front of a partisan crowd in London at the crown jewel of concert halls, Royal Albert Hall, for Tyler Bate and Trent Seven, realizing the dream of being NXT Tag Team Champions.
Absolutely unreal, Roll. I was talking to Tyler Bate and Trent Seven, and they said, you pretty much just said it. It was a dream come true for them to claim the tag team titles for their own and their home country in front of family and friends. It was amazing.
Nigel, Trent Seven, Tyler Bate share a special bond.
Absolutely. Trent Seven trained Tyler Bate many years ago. They fought Mustache Mountain, British Strong Style, running promotion together in England as well. Travel the skies together. Two big strong boys, that's what Trent Seven says. And these guys have a bond stronger than friendship.
They've worked so diligently and so hard to get where they are. All the time, all the sweat and the effort. And now, Mustache Mountain, NXT Tag Team Champion.
British sports entertainment scene red hot with the formation of NXT UK and two of the creme de la creme in Trent Seven and Tyler Bate. Mustache Mountain defending the NXT Tag Team titles against the former champions, Undisputed Era. These are four Incredibles.
The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is for the NXT Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, the Undisputed Era. And their opponents, they are the new NXT Tag Team Champions, Tyler Bate, Trent Seven, Mustache Mountain.
Two-thirds of British Strong Style with WWE United Kingdom champion Pete Dunne. But tonight it's all about Mustache Mountain. It's all about Trent Seven and Tyler Bate defending the titles against Roderick Strong and And immediately at the bell, O'Reilly and Strong attacking Mustache Mountain.
I like this from O'Reilly and Strong. What a great start.
Not even giving Trent Seven and Tyler Bate a chance to get set.
Mustache Mountain turning the tables on Strong and O'Reilly.
Well, that's the years of experience with Seven and Bate.
Fireman's carry slam by Seven, and Tyler Bate showing off his Herculean strength with a big body slam. Strong on O'Reilly, and here's Mustache Mountain. Teamwork making the dream work.
Oh, yeah. Assisted back senton. Mustache Mountain. They're getting driven.
And the Undisputed Era's had enough. They're going to reset. Oh, but they immediately get back in the ring trying to catch Mustache Mountain off guard. And the relentless Undisputed Era gets sucker punched by Seven and Bate.
Double bop, double bang. The Era to the outside.
Things already breaking down here at Full Sail. Big with a European uppercut on O'Reilly. 7. Brutalizing Strong.
Man, Era thought they were going to catch Tyler Bate and Trent Seven slipping.
Champion's advantage, Nigel.
Champion's advantage. You can't lose the title on the outside. Count out.
In Undisputed Era on the receiving. Oh, Strong trying to fight back before he's lit up by another knife-edge chop.
You've got to think, if you're the Era, this is your only opportunity for a long time, because if they don't get the titles back here today, it could be a long time with teams like the War Raiders lying in wait.
Undisputed Era infected NXT faster than bacteria. Mustache Mount wanting to be the remedy, but there's Roderick Strong with a remedy of his own. My God, dropping that knee on the stairs. Trent Seven is hurt. Remember, Trent Seven's left leg gave him problems in that 6-man tag team match. O'Reilly and Strong now focusing their attack on the injured left leg of Trent Seven.
Era like sharks in the water when it comes to Trent Seven, not giving him a breath.
Oh, God, O'Reilly wrenching away at that injured leg.
Do you think perhaps that's why the Era enacted their rematch clause in this match, because they thought this would be a great time to have it?
If they did, that was a smart move. That was genius.
Trent Seven, a wounded animal, and Roderick Strong ruthlessly attacking the brace of Trent Seven.
He's trying to remove it.
Seven, the oldest competitor. Oh, and Strong just putting the stomp on the patella tendon. Trent Seven is in dire straits. Oh, a dragon screw leg whip, wanting to tear the tendons. How much more can Seven absorb? Look at O'Reilly mocking Mustache Mountain.
Look at this.
Oh my God, O'Reilly. Trent Seven, the pain etched across his face.
Seven needs to turn his body away. Keep the injured left leg away from O'Reilly. It's right there.
Cartwheel escape by O'Reilly.
Knee on belly, palm strikes. Easily finds the injured leg. Outside heel hook.
Achilles tendon locked by O'Reilly. Putting pressure on that left leg. Tag is made, and now Roderick Strong targeting the brunt of his attack on the leg and the face of Trent Seven. The NXT Tag Team Championship reign of Mustache Mountain in peril.
So many things can go wrong with the left knee, the ligaments, the tendons. Long story short,
Seven's career could be in peril at this point. Look at the torque on the medial cruciate ligaments.
Tyler Bate chomping at the bit, wanting to get into this match.
If Trent Seven can't stand and put support on that leg, the team of Trent Seven, Tyler Bate, could be in big trouble.
Bate trying to will his partner, but look at what Roderick Strong. The leg isn't supposed to bend that way.
Got a lot of mustard behind those kicks.
Seven doing whatever he can to try to stop this onslaught of the Undisputed Era. Quick tag, and comes O'Reilly.
No, come on.
Oh, O'Reilly dropping all of his weight across the injured knee of Trent Seven.
O'Reilly, one of the best submission men in the game today. That leg is prime.
And O'Reilly followed by Seven. Trent Seven almost escapes with a huge victory, but he couldn't even put any pressure on that injured leg. Seven kicking O'Reilly to the corner, but the tag was made, and in comes Roderick Strong. Strong telegraphs a back body drop. Seven uses his healthy leg to kick him, and Strong holding on. That bad leg of Trent Seven, but Strong kick to the barricade. Seven needs to make it to his corner. O'Reilly gets dumped over the top rope. Here it is. The opportunity Seven's been waiting for.
The only opportunity Trent Seven will get.
If he can just get there, he's so close.
Roderick Strong snatches. Seven kicks up strong. Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly kept Bate from making the much-needed tag.
A genius move from Kyle O'Reilly.
And Roderick Strong continues to decimate the left leg of Trent Seven.
Seven in trouble. Can he make a tag?
Trent Seven thought he had the tag, and it wasn't to be. What's going through his mind right now, Nigel? So close.
Agony, pain. If he can have any other thought other than his knee, he might be able to get out of this.
Think about where Trent Seven is. Dead center of the ring with Roderick Strong. Now cutting off the side of Tyler Bate.
The NXT Tag Team Championship match rages on. Roderick Strong looking for the top. DDT by Trent Seven. This is the moment he has been waiting for. This is the moment Tyler Bate's been waiting for. Seven needs to make the tag, and O'Reilly wipes out Bate again.
Again, O'Reilly doing what he had to do to prevent the tag.
Oh, but Seven continues valiantly to try to put up a fight. This is getting to be very uncomfortable to watch.
Heel hook.
Boy, did you hear the scream of Trent Seven?
And yet look at Seven, like you said, Nigel, not allowed behind those kicks, but now building momentum, able to break the grip.
You're talking about heart, you're talking about guts. That's Trent Seven.
Trent Seven is a one-legged man.
Trent Seven came late to the sports entertainment game. Mentor Tyler Bate. Seven makes the tag. Here comes Tyler Bate. Bate runs over Strong. Wipes out O'Reilly. The much-needed tag made. Tyler Bate. Towering back body drop.
And Bate relatively fresh.
Unbelievable offense from Tyler Bate. Leaping off the turnbuckle with a European uppercut. Standing shooting star press. Tyler Bate almost retaining the tag team titles. What a shift in momentum. Trent Seven unable to even stand in his corner.
Well, Seven may have done his team a huge favor, because enduring that much punishment took a lot out of both his opponents.
O'Reilly tries to interfere, gets caught up in an airplane spin, but then O'Reilly transitions to a sleeper hold.
Oh, he's got it on tight.
O'Reilly. And Bate able to back him into the corner to break the hold. And then Bate showing up his strength. Exploder suplex into the corner. Bate wipes out the Undisputed Era.
Great awareness.
Oh, and Trent Seven's being tended to. Trent Seven is seriously injured. And Tyler Bate trying to hold off the Undisputed Era. Are you kidding me?
Bates holding his own, and just like that, the momentum has completely swung to Trent Seven and Tyler Bate.
What a sublime show of strength by Tyler Bate.
Bate has got both men.
Incredible feats of strength. German suplex with the bridge. Strong shoulders down. 2.5.
This is a ridiculous showing from the former United Kingdom champion.
And yet concerned. You know that Trent Seven doesn't want to capitulate. He knows how important the NXT Tag Team titles are. This crowd, euphoric.
Well, the referee needs to get one member of the Undisputed Era to the outside.
Tyler Bate going to work on Roderick Strong. Kyle O'Reilly skulking in the corner. Rolling couple kick on O'Reilly by Bate. Oh, and Roderick Strong with a kick and a step up enziguri. What a reversal counter clothesline that turns Strong inside out. Tyler Bate looking for the Tyler driver. 1, 2, O'Reilly keeps the Undisputed Era's title hopes alive.
What an incredible match.
Man, that was as close as it comes right there. If it hadn't been for Kyle O'Reilly, Trent Seven and Bate would have walked out of here still NXT Tag Team
Bate
Champions.
looking to put Undisputed Era away with a Tyler Driver 97. Now Bate notices that Trent Seven's being tended to in the corner.
Well, this is, of course, normally where Bate would look to make a tag. Now he's shaking his head. He realizes if he makes the tag.
Seven, Bate won't let Seven tag in. Seven wants to valiantly get back into this match, but Bate knows how injured that leg is.
Oh, no,
and now
no,
Bate on the receiving end of the half Nelson backbreaker by Roderick Strong, and in comes Kyle O'Reilly. Ooh, penalty kick, cover. Oh, Riley almost becoming a two-time NXT Tag Team Champion.
Oh, my
Brainbuster! Brainbuster! That should be it! Bate kicks out! Oh, my God!
Kyle O'Reilly cannot believe it!
At this
Can you?
Well, at this point, Tyler Bate might have no choice but to make that tag. He has absorbed a lot of punishment.
It has been a brutal barn burner for the NXT Tag Team Championship. Tyler Bate continues to stave off the Undisputed Era, but the numbers aren't in his favor. Oh, there's another malfunction at the junction. Seven's on his feet. Ooh. Oh, what a knee strike, and there's a tag. Tag with me. Trent Seven tagged himself into this match at less than 100%.
Look at him, he's barely standing, but he's
Look
throwing
at the
shots.
fight. Look at the fight in the dawn, Trent Seven.
Oh, he realized his partner was in trouble and he had to get in there.
An incredible testament to the toughness of Trent Seven. Dragon Sleeper, all adrenaline for the Dawn, Trent Seven.
Ripcord, yes!
7 stars, Lariat. Incredible. Incredible.
No!
Oh, my. One of the most important, incredible performances ever of Trent Seven can pull this off. Like the ballpoint pen, Seven refuses to be written off.
Seven just couldn't get enough body weight across the shoulder of Strong because he couldn't drive with the injured leg.
A courageous performance by Trent Seven. But he can't even put weight on that. Left leg was looking for the torture rack. And Strong with the chop block on the injured leg. This is it. We have got new NXT Tag Team Champions.
Not yet. Look at him grabbing.
This has to
Grabbing
be
at the right leg.
the fortitude on display by Seven is incredible.
Roderick Strong has the strong clutch.
Seven has to tap.
His variation of the Kondo clutch. A lot of pressure on the
Tyler Bate's seen enough. He's seen his mentor, his father figure, his best friend and his tag team partner take enough punishment. Oh, Seven kicks Strong off, and can Seven make, he's dragging himself, doing whatever he can to get back to his corner. Seven needs to make the tag to Tyler Bate. He needs to do it now.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, no.
Kyle O'Reilly attacking the knee.
Heel hook again.
Trent Seven can't even see straight. He's in so much pain. Doing whatever he can to try to alleviate the pressure.
How is Trent Seven not tapped out yet?
You gotta have respect for a man like that. The average man would have tapped out 20 minutes ago, but he's still fighting.
You have to have more than respect. You have to revere the efforts of Trent Seven. But how much more can he take? How much permanent damage is being done to Trent Seven?
Oh, he's inches away.
Oh, my goodness.
And it might as well be in an entirely different zip code.
Back to the heel hook.
Kyle O'Reilly is going to break Trent Seven's leg. I have never seen anything like this before.
You see the guts of Trent Seven?
Seven using any free limb to fight like a wounded animal.
Trent Seven fought his entire career to reach the top of the mountain to become NXT Tag Team Champion. And he is, by God, not going to let the titles go without the fight of his life.
This is a man who will not give up.
Look at O'Reilly again, Nigel, putting himself between Seven and his partner, Tyler Bate.
Brilliant, brilliant move. Again, going back to the ankle. Excuse me, going back to the knee.
Oh my God!
Double wrist lock.
Bate is helpless. Tyler Bate is in the corner, helpless.
Double knee bar.
Guys, you gotta think at this point now, Trent Seven is putting his career on the line.
Tyler Bate is in as much agony as his partner. This is impacting him as much as it is Trent Seven.
Oh no! Pain must be incredible. Wait a second. In the corner.
Trent Seven will not capitulate. He won't surrender. Seven does not want his partner Bate to throw in the towel. Don't throw in the towel. Trent Seven trying
This
to stay alive.
This could be the end of his career.
Very well could be.
Tyler Bate, they're more than partners. Bate looks up to Seven as a father figure, as a mentor. Bate is torn. Tyler Bate doesn't want to surrender the NXT Tag Team titles, but he doesn't want to see the end of Trent Seven's career.
You hate to see this go down this way.
What does Tyler Bate do? Oh my God, Tyler Bate throwing the towel. He had no choice, guys. Tyler Bate had to finally save Trent Seven, his father figure, his mentor. Yes, the NXT Tag Team Championships are important.
The new NXT Tag Team Champions, the Undisputed Era.
We have new NXT Tag Team Champions in the Undisputed Era, but guys, for Tyler Bate, this was much bigger than the NXT Tag Team titles. Trent Seven trained Tyler Bate. Trent Seven took Bate under his wing, mentoring him. Tyler Bate owes everything to Trent Seven. He's a father figure to him, guys.
Their relationship is stronger than blood.
Tyler Bate will tell you the story, Percy, that Trent Seven saved Tyler Bate. He may have saved his life.
Oh, without a doubt. And you gotta think, we know how much the NXT Tag Team titles mean to Tyler Bate and Trent Seven. But the health of Trent Seven meant more than the tag team titles right now. I completely understand.
Undisputed Era reveling in victory. Roderick Strong of Kyle O'Reilly, two-time NXT Tag Team Champions. But Tyler Bate showing his moral compass, guys.
The heart goes out for Tyler Bate. You have to understand why he did it. He might get another title opportunity. He won't get another Trent Seven.
What a performance by Trent Seven on an injured wheel. Tyler Bate rescuing his partner from permanent damage. Mustache Mountain can vie for the NXT Tag Team Championships on another day, but today belongs to the Undisputed Era.